India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi opened the Pandora's box and the truth came out. It was a startling claim, rather, a fascinating and incredible claim that Mr. Modi did participate in a satyagraha in support of independence of Bangladesh in 1971. Not only that, he even claimed that he served jail term for that struggle. If anybody supported liberation of Bangladesh, well, I do facilitate him. My felicitation. If anybody supported liberation of Bangladesh, my felicitations goes to him or her. But when Mr. Modi claimed that he did support Bangladesh's independence, my hunch, and like me, similar hunches by many more researchers opened up the Pandora's box. The view that we have been holding for a long time, that the main reason behind India's support for independence of Bangladesh was the realization of the ultimate plan of turning Bangladesh into another state of India and to move forward with the dreams of an Akhand Bharat. Narendra Modi is someone who was a member of Janasangha and now a leader of BJP, a vivid supporter of RSS, someone who supports Vishwa Hindu Parishad and similar fascist fanatic organizations, Hindu religious groups, ultra religious groups in India. Narendra Modi is someone who wants to realize the dreams of Ram Rajatha. And he is someone who believes in achieving the dream of Akhand Bharat. He is someone who adores Hindutva leaders, who thought that India shouldn't have any foreign religions, and who had the view that Christianity and Islam were foreign religions and foreign cultures, hence, shouldn't have any place in India. And Indian Muslims should simply blend into Hindu ideologies to live. Otherwise, they should be considered foreigners or foreign agents. So, if someone like Modi held Satyagraha program or even went to jail supporting Bangladesh's liberation, the ulterior motive of Indian politicians in supporting Bangladesh liberation clarifies our views that India never had any honest, humane reason to support Bangladesh and her cause for liberation. There were many people around the world during 1971 liberation war of Bangladesh who had supported Bangladesh independence movement because of the reasons of humanity, because Western Pakistanis were carrying out genocide against East Pakistanis, now Bangladesh. For example, Anthony Mascarenhas, the British politician, spoke out in British newspaper because he wanted the world to know the genocidal atrocities Western Pakistani armies, the Punjabi armies, were carrying out in Bangladesh. He wrote for the sake of humanity. Yes, there were many Indians who were supporting our cause. And not surprisingly, many, even Muslim leaders, were not supporting our cause. They gave priority to blind religious sentiments instead of humanity when it came supporting Pakistan, because they thought that dividing Pakistan would weaken the Muslims of South Asia. But they should have had given priority to humanity, because the Quran itself says, if your own brother is against justice, you should speak out. But we know that the creation of RAW after the 1965 war was primarily entrusted with creating agents inside East Pakistan so that a Bengali fascist movement could turn into a liberation movement. And Major Reddy and others were engaged to create forces like Mujib Bahini. And we know now that Agartala conspiracy was hatched by Indian secret agents to pave the way for liberation. Yes, we didn't want to live with Pakistan anymore, but at the same time, our leaders, including Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, also knew that India was no friend to us. And Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was one of the leaders who worked relentlessly to create Pakistan. We were not ready to secure our borders against India, and we knew very well what India had done to states like Sikkim, Hyderabad, Manipur. And our leaders were very wary about it. And they knew that until and unless we prepared to secure our borders, we couldn't go for a full out war against West Pakistan. So we needed to buy time. But eventually, our liberation movements turned into violent, bloody civil war. And Western Pakistani Punjabis carried out atrocities, and we had no choice but to go for immediate action to liberate Bangladesh. And 95% of our regions were liberated by our Mukti Bahini. India gave shelter to almost 9 million Bangladeshis, of whom majority were Hindu brothers. It was a matter of humanity to some, but it was a matter of religiosity to some fanatics. We all had the same goal: liberate Bangladesh. But those who wanted to have Akhand Bharat infiltrated into Bangladesh soon after the partition of 1947 with the dream of realizing Shatin Bangabhumi movement, which would eventually turn the Bangabhumi into another state of India. And as I said, go one step forward with realization of the dream of Akhand Bharat. So this proves very well that's what is happening now. Now, Mr. Modi in power trying to squeeze life out of Bangladesh by enacting laws like new citizenship um, laws and all that to force Bangladesh into a corner so that Narendra Modi could blackmail Bangladesh and slowly and surely squeeze sovereignty out of it. No wonder Sheikh Hasina, the dictator, wants to remain in power. and she has lost all support from rest of the world when it comes to humanity. Modi has also lost friends. Trump is not there anymore, and Biden doesn't want to anger Muslims anymore, and obviously Xinhua is a problem, and Chinese Muslims are a playing trump for the politicians of Western countries. And we are seeing a full scale economic war flaring out between China and the Western countries. So now the Western countries do not want to make enemies with the Muslims. And Narendra Modi is obviously never was and never will be a friend of Pakistan. China tormented Indian borders a few months ago. Bhutan is no friend to India. And India, oh boy, definitely not a friend with Nepal. India has no friends in the neighborhood. So what India is trying to do is take up the policy of Germany, Hitler's Germany, which was to create vested groups inside Bangladesh. Because Germany created vested Germany related German ethnic groups inside Poland before it invaded. India probably doesn't want to invade Bangladesh, but it wants to blackmail Bangladesh by creating vested groups like Hindu Mahajot and others, so that they could force Bangladesh on her knees and just slowly and surely create troubles inside Bangladesh and show Bangladesh to the world that Bangladesh is a religiously fanatic country where Hindu minorities are in trouble. Whereas Indians are suffering economically. India is now poorer in an average earning than Bangladesh. And its freedom is totally gone. Democratic values are gone. India is suffering when it comes to religious problems. With 170 million downcast Hindus, lower caste Hindus suffering at the hands of economic blood-sucking higher caste Hindus who are sucking 75% of national wealth, being about 25% of the population. Christians find India to be the worst nation on the planet to live in. Sikhs are suffering since the 80s. But Narendra Modi, like any other fanatic in power, wants Indians to look elsewhere and create fake foreign enemies who always want to suck India, who always want to suck the country's economy, because he is in fact a total failure. So the next turn in Modi's politics will be to play the card of suffering Hindus in Bangladesh, and then to create troubles. Probably we'll see more riots in Bangladesh. Yes, there are religious fanatics, Islamists in Bangladesh, no question. But we can't deny how Indian Vishya Hindu Parishad are forcing thousands and thousands of Hindus back to Hinduism who had converted to Islam or Christianity. We can't deny murders like that of Tabriz Ansari. We can't deny the highest number of riots in the world is in India. So when someone like Modi claims that he did take part in Satyagraha in support of liberation war, proves our hunch that Hindu fanatics also had a dream of dividing Pakistan and eventually have a bigger Akhand Bharat. But we are too smart for that. And luckily, Bangladesh is no Sikkim, Bangladesh is no Moripur, and Bangladesh is surely no Hyderabad. And we will not let this Akhand Bharat movement fruition into reality. But we will surely fight back if an India has any dream under the helm of Narendra Modi to empower fanatic Hindu groups inside Bangladesh, then we will surely move ahead with the dream of having a greater Bangla, Sultani Bangla, helping our friends in Manipur, Assam, Tripura, West Bengal. Because our greater Bangla will be a Bangla where people of all religions will live with equal rights. Akhand Bharat will always remain a dream, but Greater Bangla will become a reality soon, if necessary. Sooner, maybe, than you think.